On your left.
On my left. Got it. Don't say it. Don't you say
On
it.
your left.
Come on!
What's up, guys? It's Alex.
It's Quinn.
It's Iconic Comic. We are back with On Your Left podcast, episode 13. It's been a while since we've done a podcast. I think it was like 2 months. 2 months since we've done a podcast.
Yep.
So, but we're back. Real quick,
We
though.
do more gaming than podcasts lately.
I know. Real quick, before we get into the podcast, we do want to talk about our sponsors, our good friends over there at T-Blocks. They did just send us some cool hoodies, some exclusive hoodies. They were really warm.
I've worn mine already.
Yeah, so
outdoors.
have I. They're really warm. They feel great. They're cut. I mean, you get some that are like I wear a large. Some of them they're just cut differently, but this one just fits perfect.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Cool designs, and they got all kinds of different stuff over there that have T-shirts. They have like graphic tees with cool designs. They have stuff from like movies. They also have just regular outdoor wear. Basically, a whole store full of stuff over there to go check out at T-Blocks. And they sent us a code to use, for you guys to use, our subscribers. It's 15% off _iconic. I'll throw that up on the screen.
So for the listeners, that is 15%.
Yeah, that's a lot. And they got T-shirts over there that are like $9. And so you can get like a T-shirt for like $6 tomorrow if you want. So definitely check them out. Put all that information in the description box for you guys that are watching on the YouTubes. And for everybody else that's listening, again, that's 15% off _iconic.
Yes.
Or is it 15% _iconic?
Off.
Is it off? Are you 100%?
Look on your phone right now.
That's a good call.
The code is a little bit more complex, but you get like instead of the 10% that people used to get, now it's 15, which that can add up. And like they do like what you were saying, they've marked down their shirts.
It's off, yeah. So 15% off _iconic. I was right.
So again, 15% sign OFF _iconic.
Yep. All right. So moving past that, we got that out of the way. Podcasting.
Man, yeah, it's been a while. It's been
we were talking about, like, in the last video we were doing some reactions to the Honest trailers for some video games, and we just started delving in really deep into video games. Like, in the video, we're like, we need to stop. Like, this video is going to go on forever. So we were like, let's just throw on the podcast and talk about video games a little bit, because right after we watched that off air, we watched the Honest trailer for Super Smash Brothers, and God,
the whole franchise,
the nostalgia just started flowing through us.
It was the voice cracked. The OG Mario Kart, Mario Party, and Super Smash Brothers. Those three games fucking made my childhood.
Like,
they were amazing.
They touched me, and I'm pretty sure I touched them.
Oh my god! I think out of the three, I think I would have to go with Smash
Super
Brothers.
Smash Brothers. Yep.
Yeah. But Mario Party's a close second.
Super Smash Brothers kind of got me into the Mortal Kombat,
fighting genre,
Street Fighter, that kind of game. Obviously a little different, but that's what it got me into those types of games, was that, because I played that. I'm trying to think how old I was. I must have been like 5. Like,
jeez.
But I remember, like, the other day I was getting real geeked out about old school gaming, because I was talking about Red Dead Redemption 2, which we've been playing. And I was talking to somebody, and I was like, even though I was hyped for that game, and I was hyped for Spider-Man, it's been so many years since I have felt that just oozing hype, where every day, that's what I'm thinking about, is this game coming out. And I don't know if it's just getting older, because that is possible, that's part of it, because I can't just take 2 days off of work to play a video game anymore. But I was thinking back to when Halo 3 came out in 2007, the guerrilla marketing campaign where it was like every commercial was Halo 3. They had Mountain Dew Game Fuel come out, and I remember I got Halo 3 and I beat the campaign 3 times in 2 days, and I just played online just straight. Like, I'm pretty sure the first night I got it, I played from 7 o'clock at night. It was a Friday. 7 o'clock at night till about 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. Took like a 4-hour nap, got right back to it, and played till Sunday. And I would just sit there with bag of Doritos, Mountain Dew, and just veg out and play this game. And there hasn't been a game really, and I would say the one after that probably was like the amount of hours I put into it that wasn't like a Skyrim type game was Modern Warfare 2. Like, I put so many hours into that online.
Well, see, the thing with Call of Duty, because I was kind of the same way with, I think it was MW2, and I can't recall the exact details, but you got to a certain level, I think it was level 40, and then you got a sniper rifle. That was my go-to,
a
good one.
Not the Barry 50 cal.
And I put an ACOG sight on it, so I could use it close range and long range, but I had to get to level 40. You know, so I would
goals.
Go. But what's crazy though is I was second prestige, so I got to level 1 again, bottom of the barrel, and in a few hours, I was at 40 again.
Because you kept all your weapons, didn't you? When you prestige back?
No.
Oh yeah, you lost.
No.
Shit.
You had to start over.
I didn't prestige like a lot. Like, I would get to 70 and just settle there.
So you had to go back and start fresh. But if you invest so much time, you get good enough where I jumped 10 levels in one game, in one match.
There is definitely a learning and a skill curve, and like games like, and I'm not saying this now, like Call of Duty now I think is a little different, but like back then, Modern Warfare 1, Modern Warfare 2, the Halo games, there's a skill curve when you're playing against somebody like, oh shit, they're good. Like, they're really good, especially Halo now. Like, when I play on the Master Chief Collection online, I'm like, everybody who, like, because the game is about 2 or 3 years old now, I'm sitting there playing and I'm like, okay, everybody who's playing this game still online are fucking pros. Like, they are not messing around. Like, I entered a game of, like, I hadn't played, and I used to be really good at Halo Online, and then I took years off and I didn't play it, and then I was like, oh, you know what, I'm going to get back into it, I'm going to have a good time. And then I started a game, and I'm pretty sure I ended my first match like 2-30. Like, it was rough, and it's because, you know, there's a science behind it. Like, it's like, you know the entire map layout. You have it memorized to a T. You know the spawn points. There's a strategy behind it, and I've always said, like, especially with Halo is more of a strategy in my opinion than like a shooter, because it's not like Call of Duty where it's like one bullet and they're done.
That's not true. Okay,
3 bullets and they're done. With Halo, you got the shields. Different parts of your body are like will lower the shields faster. So if you just go for that headshot, you're gonna get it a lot quicker than if you sprayed the body. Because like you could get a lot of kills in Call of Duty by just rounding a corner and spraying from the hip. You can.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of strategy. And I'm not saying there's not strategy to Call of Duty. Obviously there is, but those Halo games really revolutionized that online shooter when it came to strategy.
Yeah, I never really got it though. I was good at Halo online.
You might want to bring that mic closer to you. I'm registering way louder than you on there.
Okay.
It'd be so much louder.
No, like I felt good about my skill with the online play, and you know, like you were saying, you take so much time off. Now I don't even have fun when I play online anymore.
It's frustrating.
Like, it's not even fun, which sucks because that game was so big when I was a kid,
mm-hmm.
like when we were both kids. Now I don't have fun playing it, which it breaks my heart a little bit, you know. But then you get to that point where you're not totally shitty at the game, but you're not a pro. Anybody that
you're always in the middle of the rankings at the end of the game. Like,
Yeah.
you're
So the other people either suck or, on the other end, they have no lives.
Or I would have those games back when I played a lot where it was like I would be like mediocre, and then I'd just have this one breakout game where I'd go off and be like, my kill death ratio was like 30-2, and it'd be like, oh my god, and then I would think the same. I'd be like, I've done it now. Now I got this.
It's like now.
And then the next game,
I've made it.
and then the next game, like I get a reality check real quick, like Semtex from across the map, like fuck.
That's how I was with Titanfall. Titanfall was fun. Did you ever play it?
Titanfall 2, I was more into.
Titanfall 1 and 2 were great, in my opinion. Was it worth the full
not
price?
sure if-
Probably not.
Titanfall 2, I think, is.
2
I don't
is.
think 1 was, because it was just online.
It was, yeah. But it was still fun. But then, you get those games where, dude, oh my god. I had it to where I got probably 10 kills within 30-second period, and I was using everything at my disposal. And I even recorded the game clip.
Lame.
like as soon as and what was crazy is
Xbox, record that.
that's what I said because when I was killing these people, I mean it was I think it was like 10 of them in a row.
It felt like Wanted, like the movie Wanted.
It was like 10 of them in a row, and the last guy I killed was the last kill of the game. So right when I killed that last guy, I'm like, Xbox, record that shit. Wow. I was excited.
So I'd always be that, back in the day, I'd always be that guy who, like, there's this video from Dude Perfect that did the stereotypes for, like, pickup basketball. And we like the guy who misses every shot and then hits the game winner and thinks he's the shit.
Yeah.
I would always be that guy, be like, freaking 2-12, like, playing like dog shit, and then I'd get like a throwing knife game winning kill, and I'd be like, who's the shit now? Who's the shit? I'm the shit. I'm the shit. Xbox, record that. But like I would always get that last kill. One of my go-to weapons, and I may like expose myself here as like you plebe, but I love the Scar H and Modern Warfare 2 Scar H red dot sight. I love that. Or in Modern Warfare 2, the double shotguns, like the old school, like what I think they were like 1847 shotguns. It was like boom, boom, they're badass. You just round a corner and just fill them with lead.
My favorite, my favorite was in Call of Duty World at War. I had a silenced MP5, and it was so accurate from the hip because you got that perk on the weapon where
steady aim or whatever.
Steady aim, and dude, it wasn't even fair because I just sit there around the entire map.
God, I just remember having so much fun, like getting parties and like playing matchmaking games. Like we'll just be like, "You guys want to play Michael Myers?" Like, did you ever play Michael Myers? That was so much fun. I think it's been a while. I think it's like Search and Destroy or something like that. And it's one person on one team, and all you can use are knives and throwing knives, and everybody else is on the other team, and there's like no radar or anything, and you cannot talk to that person who's on the other team. So as soon as you're dead, you have one life, and then you're just watching the other people, and you just start the match. One person's Michael Myers, the other people are everybody else, and you can't shoot him. You can't shoot Michael Myers or anything. You have to just run. Or it's like super high stakes hide and seek. Like, and you would find these fun places to fucking hide, like on rooftops, or like you take advantage of the game and like lay down and crawl like through like some like bricks and stuff, and your body would just kind of go through them or whatever. So you'd be hidden. And dude, like when you saw my person who was playing Michael Myers, like when you saw him see you, like. You could feel it, like, because you can't talk to them, so they're not like, I'm gonna get you. Like, it felt scary. Like, I'm running through the map, and it would always be like, a cat and mouse game, and then all of a sudden, you would just be a second slow on, like, hitting A to jump over, like, something, and he'd get you. Like, it'd be like, but there were so many games, like, Juggernaut and stuff like that. Like, so much fun. But then, forget about zombies, too.
Dude, the first zombies.
World at War.
World at War. Was it Nocturne? I'm not saying that right.
Nocturne Undoten or something like that.
Nocturne Toten or something like that.
You darn totin'. Yeah, you darn totin'.
There,
There, you're still down, alright?
That map, dude, you get 4 people, and
It's so claustrophobic.
and you know what was really cool is when you get those 3 guys that go into the lobby, and you know what you're getting into.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey guys, what's up? Hey man, like
You're like,
I
I'm
didn't
with
really
nibs.
I didn't really run into a whole lot of like real
Serious people.
serious jerks.
Oh, I thought you meant like people who were good.
Well, no,
I run into a lot of people who were good at that game.
I ran into a lot of good people, but when my online playing days, I never got into a screaming match with somebody.
Like a 12-year-old. Like,
Exactly. One there was one time where a few guys they basically bullied this kid out of the lobby because he kept using the noob tube, and they roasted him.
I use that sometimes.
and he just quit. But no,
Wait, was that me? It could have been me.
but when you get it into zombies, you form a brotherhood right there. and on that first level, you get on the top floor, and you all camp in that corner. One's got a Browning, one has a ray gun that he's going to save until shit gets real.
Thing is, they didn't have ray gun until Black Ops re-released that map. Because the first one, or did it? Was it? I don't know.
I remember
having
the ray gun.
Maybe they had ray gun, but they didn't have like some of the other They didn't have some of the other like weapons.
No,
like thunder gun and stuff
but
like that.
what was always
monkeys.
awesome was when you're on wave like 30 or 40. I mean, an insane level.
You're making me like have
But-
flashbacks of PTSD.
But
like,
what was always crazy was when you're all 4 up in that corner. And if you've played the game, you know exactly what corner I'm talking about. You have this...
there's like a window over here and a doorway, right?
Yeah, so if you're in the corner, the wall to your left is completely blown out. But they can't crawl up that wall. There's a window to your right, and then there's a doorway.
That's where the stairs is.
Where the stair, yeah. So when you have a group of like 200 zombies coming through that door, it's stressful.
You're just pumping lead into that doorway. You're not aiming.
You're just aiming at the doorway. But what was always the most insane part of the level was when there was an insta-kill hold on, that populated right in the midst of the fucking horde. And you had to
Who's going to be the soul?
And you had to send somebody dive in for it, and then
like they're going to die.
Oh yeah, well they might not die, but they will be downed.
That's what I mean. They're going to be downed for sure. Or sometimes it's like, all right, you're going to be downed and you have to crawl to that insta kill, and you got to try to finish that round and revive them before they completely.
But what was
die.
always the best was when that person, the sacrificial lamb, crawled to that insta-kill and got it, and a motherfucker had a flamethrower. And just...
Because it catches everybody behind him. It just keeps... The flame would just keep going.
And just mowed him down.
Or you're the down person and you become some sort of actual barricade. Like, I've done that before where it's like you're right in the doorway and the zombies just run into you. But then came Black Ops, which I think really took zombies to another level. With Kino der Toten, the theater, whatever.
Yeah.
And see, you played a lot with people that you didn't know, right? Like online. I rarely did that because I think there was something special about getting a party of people you knew, your friends, and then going to do some work because the chemistry was different in your team.
I mean, yeah.
And because you could not be a dick, but you could kind of bark out some orders, not in a dick way, but like if you did that with people you didn't know, they'd be like, fuck you. Like, I'm on my... Because if you have more than 2 people, you have to work as a team, or the whole thing's Fucksville.
Right.
So I remember I would, like, every night, of the week. Me and my buddies, we get a party, and we just play all fucking night. We do Keno, we do 5 when you're in the Pentagon or whatever, but Keno is our favorite. And it'd be like, all right. I'm just getting kind of emotional now. It's like, you're just, first 5 rounds, you're only knifing zombies, getting those points up. Then, got enough points, who's buying that first door? First door, wherein you're hoping and praying to God you open that door and the box is there. Because if the box isn't there and it's like on the stage, which is like 6 more doors, it's going to take so much more work. If the box is there, you're good. So, and I always remember that meme where it's like when he
offers to buy the first door.
Yeah, it's like these 2 people like kissing and stuff. It's like when he buys the first, or no, it was when he does things first, and it's like, I got the door. And you'd always be like,
or no, when he makes the first move.
When he makes the first move,
that's what it was.
When he makes the first move, it's like, I'll buy the door. It's like, oh yes. But you had ray gun. And we would always think there was some sort of glitch to the box. Like, we'd be like, all right, you got to hold down X, buy the box, and then shoot all 4 corners of the box before something happens. And we try all kinds of shit. It'd be so stupid. But then, who is going to be the asshole that gets teddy bear and that box moves?
I mean,
it was always me.
Yeah, same. Okay, I do want to talk about this.
I get some off my chest.
I want to talk about Fortnite.
Okay.
I want to talk about what the big fucking deal is about this goddamn game.
Because it's not like it's the first Battle Royale game.
No, and it's not. But
apparently Black Ops 4 is stealing a lot of thunder from Fortnite right now. Not like a ton, but a good amount. And I've heard it's pretty cool because the whole, in Fortnite, there's all these areas. Black Ops 4 is entirely Battle Royale. I don't know if you knew that or whatever.
Okay.
Black Ops 4 is Battle Royale. There's no story. There's no, like that. It's just online Battle Royale, just like Fortnite, but there's no, like, building or anything. But it's just, like, tons of people versus tons of people. And all the areas are all the maps from all the Black Ops games.
Really?
Yeah. It's pretty cool. I'm not going to play it, but but I don't understand the ginormous deal with Fortnite. Now, this is, when we say this, we're not saying that, like, because you have to be pretty skilled to be good at Fortnite. You do. I know, because I've gotten my ass kicked trying to play it. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of done with this game.
Yeah, this is coming from people that we've tried it. We refuse to play it and we are back from our break. We were just talking about Fortnite.
Yeah, we were.
So, I still don't know what the big deal about it is.
No, but and I'm not taking anything away from the game when I say that. It's just, it's never clicked for me.
Yeah, and like we tried it, we downloaded it, we played it, and I have a conspiracy theory about it. Okay? I think that the developers of Fortnite, I think what they did was they used science to basically
science.
The combination of colors and sounds
Came up with the perfect, kind of like when Jimmy Neutron made the perfect candy, like flavor-wise, but for this generation of ADHD kids and all this kind of stuff.
But visually stimulated the brain like cocaine.
It does, though. Like, it really does. Like, the colors are very stimulating. Like, lots of blues, lots of greens.
Like the main colors.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's a conspiracy that they made it so pleasing to the brain to look at.
And maybe not yet, but eventually it's going to be used for mind control.
Maybe. Maybe.
And I didn't know we were on the Joe Rogan Experience, but here we are.
I don't know. It's crazy, but I don't know. I've asked kids, what do you like about that game so much? Oh no, it's just fun. Like, they don't even know why they like it.
Like, I go into depth when they're like, why do you like this game? Oh my god, the story, the gameplay, the mechanics of it. Like you go into depth. It's like, it's fun.
No, it's cool.
It's a cool game.
I like it.
But there's a lot of people who aren't kids that love it. Like,
Which blows my ever-loving mind.
Older than me.
Get a life. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, but dude, come on. I mean, now, you have the cases like you have Ninja.
Mm-hmm.
That's his job.
He's huge.
Yeah.
He was on the cover of ESPN magazine.
Yeah. So he's made it. He's fine.
He good.
But should we look at him the same way we look at somebody that's not famous?
I don't know.
For playing for, I'm just like, what do you think?
I think you like what you like. I don't give a shit. You know, if you like this game, more power to you. But that doesn't mean everybody has to like it, and that doesn't mean that I'm going to shit on you for liking it. But that also means you shouldn't shit on me for not liking it. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, it's like this whole Xbox PlayStation thing. Guess what? We have both now, and after playing both, they're not that different. Like, everybody's like, oh, this is better, this is better. They're not that different. Like, because you know why? Because I really don't really give a shit about the system so much as I play the game. Like,
Yeah.
PlayStation didn't make Red Dead Redemption 2. Xbox did not make Red Dead Redemption 2. But you have it for Xbox and I have it for PlayStation, and you just played it for PlayStation. Did the experience feel any different?
No.
Exactly. And it's just, it's your preference. What do you like better? And nobody should be brought down because of that. But
Except if it's Fortnite. No, I'm just joking. But then you have the stories where I saw this news clip where this kid in the middle of a tornado was playing Fortnite, and the news lady was asking him, like, so what were you doing? You know, what happened and stuff like that. And he's like, well, I was in the game of Fortnite, and
the storm was shrinking. Yeah,
and the you know, I heard the storm coming in, and you know, I told my brother and sister to get in the bathroom and get in the tub, but I was in this game and I couldn't leave that game. And it's funny, but at the same time, it's not. Like, that's a problem.
Yeah.
To be that addicted to something like that?
I mean, and it doesn't matter that it's Fortnite either. Like,
no,
it
I mean, with anything.
Like, it could have been Halo, Modern Warfare 2. Like, who gives a shit? Like,
but
life or death, you're going to sit here and finish this game.
But why Fortnite, though? It's different.
It's hypnotic.
I don't know why. It's blowing my mind.
I mean,
because it just doesn't make sense. And I'm not asking these questions to put people down that like the game. I'm trying to learn why, because I'm curious.
Maybe we just haven't played it enough. Like, maybe that's it too. Like, because I don't know. Have you ever picked up a game that you weren't good at and you're like, fuck this game?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So that could be it too. Like, I am not good at Fortnite. And that doesn't mean I couldn't get good, but it's discouraging when you're just getting wrecked as soon as a game starts every time. It's like, I don't want to fucking play this game. I'm done.
You know, there's a video and that talked about why Fortnite's a shitty game. And it's the reward system is messed up. Like, when you shoot somebody at one time, you shoot center mass and it takes longer to kill them, and the next time you go to shoot at them, it was just stuff like that. It's inconsistent. You know, like, if I shoot somebody in the head, I expect them to die.
I've noticed watching some gameplay, the hitboxes are really all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, I watched a video of some guy where you could literally see the sniper bullet go over their head. It misses them completely, and then they died.
Right.
The hitbox is either too big or then it's too small. Like, you would think it'd be the same. Like, I'm
exactly.
Just,
so
spewing bullshit right now, but it just seems like there's something wrong with that mechanic.
It's inconsistent. So, to me, a good game that does not make. Like,
Yoda.
that just creates more frustration, and you get burnt out on the game so much faster because shit like that happens. Right.
I don't know. Like I said, if you like it, you like it. That's fine. Whatever. Who gives a shit? But I don't get it. And it's fine that I don't get it, but let's talk about something else. I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
Okay. So
Spider-Man. We finished the game. But I was watching some videos the other day, and it was going to get me hyped up because they're saying that game could be the Iron Man of the Marvel gaming universe because it's
The MGU.
it's already set up in that game. You have Avengers Tower. You have the Sanctum Sanctorum. You have the Wakandan Embassy. The universe is built in the game. You just played as Spider-Man.
Mhm.
So maybe they do a Thor game next, and you're in Asgard. And then you do an Iron Man game.
Like, imagine a Thor game like Red Dead Redemption. But it's not like in the Western. It's
Right. I'm
But-
just trying to put the gameplay style is what you're saying? Like
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto-ish.
not great. I picked a bad comparison.
I was thinking like Skyrim, but with Thor. Like, you have all Thor's powers. You have a giant kingdom of Asgard to roam around, and maybe other realms as well to roam around in. And you're, I don't know. Like,
thing is,
we
though-
shouldn't be video game developers.
See, the thing is, though, if you have a Marvel game, do you really want it to be as open? Because with Spider-Man, it was open, but it was more or less guided. You know, the story was very prominent. It was very story-driven. I don't think it was as free roam driven.
Well, right, but it's still open world.
Yeah, it is.
Open world story driven, I think, is the key. Like, have an Iron Man game where you have multiple open world areas that you can just roam around. Like, all right, New York,
That'd be tough.
New York, San Diego, Sokovia, Wakanda.
All right, see, now you're getting too big.
No, because here's what you fucking do. Ready? And it sounds cliche and just like, oh, well, they've done it before. Spider-Man game, boom. Then you do an Iron Man game. Then you do a Thor game. Then you do a Cap game. And then you do an Avengers game. And you assemble your team. Kind of like Ultimate Alliance. But then you can, whatever character you play as, you see the story through those characters' eyes. It's a big game, but we've said that's impossible before, and they pulled it off. Like, imagine Ultimate Alliance, that kind of style, but open world, Avengers. I'm getting excited.
I think...
This Square Enix project that was, 2 years ago that we heard about? This Avengers project? Where they're making Marvel video games? I've been hearing some talk that maybe Square Enix is talking to PlayStation. And they're just going to wrap it all into this world and just spin off of it.
I had it. I had something, and you just shat on it.
I did not.
Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Damn you.
I didn't do anything.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm sorry, the middle
Oh,
of
no,
my
no, no,
sentence
wait, sorry.
interrupted the beginning of yours.
No. No, you didn't interrupt me. You just threw off my groove. But what if the story is kind of like Mortal Kombat, where have you played the story,
Oh, yeah, so
the campaign? So it's the same story, but it just jumps from character to character, but it keeps going forward the same way, same story,
Right.
same storyline, but you just jump characters.
right. Not the same style of Mortal Kombat. Like
No, not
that
not
type
that
of game.
not
but-
that 2D type of.
No, but I get what you're saying. Where, like, the next mission, you're Thor. The next mission, you're Cap.
Right.
That sounds familiar. Like, a game has done that isn't Mortal Kombat. That's like a superhero game. And I can't... I think maybe one of the X-Men video games did that or something. It's... Kill me. But I don't remember.
Are you sure about that?
I am somewhat sure about that. But, yeah, I like that idea. And, God, if they pulled it off... Like, imagine the announcement, Avengers game, open world. I shit my pants. Like, are you kidding me? That'd be so amazing. And you'd have, like,
Calm down.
do Thanos.
Dude.
Or heck, do Ultron. Like that would be Ultron would be a good villain for a video game.
I feel like they would need to do something different.
Doctor Doom.
Yeah. Because, you don't want to just do what the movies did and use those same villains. It's like when they did the Spider-Man Homecoming, they had to use a new villain. They're not going to go back and do Green Goblin right now, or Venom, or Sandman.
Mm-hmm.
They had to do a new villain. I mean, not really new, but new to the movies.
Right.
So Vulture was a great villain. Because we've never seen him on screen. So, in the Marvel game, who would be a good villain?
Doctor Doom.
Doctor Doom.
Galactus.
Doctor Doom. I feel like would be better.
Yeah, Doctor Doom would be better, but you got to do it right, or do multiple. You can do multiple in a video game better than you can do multiple villains in a movie.
So the MGU. This sounds weird to say because I'm so used to saying MCU. So the MGU would just. I don't know because it's so that idea is so big.
I'm sure they were saying the same thing when it was like, there's no way we could make this movie universe go on for 22 movies and be sound and everything be connected and whatever.
It's like
22 movies is ridiculous. What's 5 games?
It's like, did you hear that guy? He said that he wanted to do an Avengers movie. What a joke.
Right. Think about it this way, though. Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2. They have really good continuity. Like, extremely good continuity between those two games. What's stopping them from doing the same thing? Because here's the thing. You even have less continuity to worry about for these games.
You know what I just thought?
Okay. Stop trying to touch me.
What if they did it's all canon. So the games were in between
the movies?
In between the movies.
Like a Daredevil game.
In between Infinity War and Avengers 4.
I'm in.
Yeah. So
but
all canon.
That takes away the possibility of the movies being one after the other. You know what I mean?
Explain.
So like a movie picking up right where the other movie left off.
It would be like Star Wars. No, but better. They do it better.
But I got my old kitty now. Well, I was thinking about a Daredevil game, and I was like, I don't think a Daredevil game would work because something feels weird. The fact that
it's really something that I couldn't see happening.
Shut up. Something feels weird to me when I say a Daredevil game because the character himself is blind, but you're seeing.
Yeah,
there's just something weird about that. I don't know. Was there ever a Daredevil game like based off the Ben Affleck movie? Or
was there?
I don't remember. I don't ever remember a Daredevil game. I played a lot of superhero video games, a lot of movie-based video games. Like I even played the X-Men Last Stand video game.
I didn't play that one.
It wasn't a bad game. It wasn't great either. I think to this day, when it comes to movie-based video games, Spider-Man 2, definitely up there. Honestly, and I think it's better than the movie, X-Men Origins Wolverine. That game's badass.
I love that game.
Rated M, the gore. Like when you could see yourself heal. Like you get your whole midsection just blown apart and just be your rib cage, and it would slowly heal back. Like that's badass. I can't think of too many. There are not
Wanted.
very many. Was there a Wanted game?
Yeah,
I've never played
you didn't
it.
know? Oh, dude, Wanted was a fun game.
Really?
It was a lot of fun.
Like Dead Eye Vision? Like
yeah.
something like that.
And you curve the bullet around stuff. It was really a cool game.
I'm trying to think. The first Amazing Spider-Man game is actually pretty cool. But yeah, I mean the first Spider-Man, like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man game, I always have like some nostalgia for, even though you just attached your webs to clouds. Like
right.
Straight up in the air. But I always liked that game, mostly because the voice actors all did it. It always jars me when I play a movie-based video game and the voices are different.
Mm-hmm.
Like Tobey Maguire, I think, did all 3 of the Spider-Man games, which is really cool of him. That's a lot of time to put into voiceover acting and stuff like that, because I play a lot of movie games, and it's like that is not Chris Evans doing the Captain America
Right.
for that game. Like, they had a Captain America game when that movie came out.
I didn't even know that.
Not good. The Thor might be the worst one they ever made. The Thor game is so bad.
I didn't even know they made a Thor game.
They made an Iron Man, an Iron Man 2, a Cap, a Thor game.
Seriously?
And then they just stopped. I'm like, well, you could have just finished it at least and did the Avengers, dude. Like, just to see what would have happened. But I'm almost glad they stopped, because it's like, all right, we're really going to focus on these movies. Because now look where we are. We're getting this Avengers 4 trailer in 2 weeks. Ugh. What do you think the title's going to be?
Is it not? I mean, is it Annihilation or not?
Nobody knows. That's just speculation.
Oh.
I don't know how I feel about that title, I'll be honest with you. And I know you were like, I don't even care what the title is.
It sounds like Terminator.
It sounds like something like it was like Avengers Salvation, like something like that. I mean, obviously, I know before everybody jumps on me, it was the name of a comic, Avengers Annihilation. I know that, but it doesn't mean it's a great movie title.
Well, what they did
It just doesn't sound like it fits with the last movie.
with Infinity War, I mean, the comic is called Gauntlet, not...
Well, there is an Infinity War comic too, but that one just sounds... Infinity War sounds better than Infinity Gauntlet for that movie. Honestly, though, if they picked either one, I wouldn't have cared.
No. But I don't know what else it would be. What else do you think the title
Well, apparently
could...
there's a rumor now that, like, the Russos have said that, like, the title of this movie has been said in a prior MCU movie that wasn't Infinity War. Now we're going to be... There's someone right now watching every fucking MCU movie just... Oh, that could be a title. Oh, that could be a title. Avengers. There was an idea. ...
Avengers Assemble.
That's a little too on the nose. Plus, the European version of the first Avengers is called Avengers Assemble.
Is it really?
Like, if you buy a DVD from Europe for the first Avengers movie, it says Avengers Assemble on it.
Damn.
So that would be hard to do. And that's a little on the nose. I was just talking about this yesterday with somebody. Like, that needs to be said. We've been saying it for a while. Cap needs to say Avengers Assemble and Avengers 4.
Before he dies.
Right, but there's so much pressure because he has to fucking nail that line. Like, it can't sound cheesy. It can't sound out of the moment. It can't sound not epic. It needs to be fucking bellowing from his gut, just Avengers Assemble! Like, but not even that comic booky. Though I just said it comic booky. You can't say it comic booky. Like, you hear it in the Disney XD show.
Yeah.
It can't sound like that. It has to sound movie epic, like a goddamn Highlander speech.
I don't even know how you could say that without it sounding cheesy.
I know, but they have to. They're going to figure it out. They're not going to release a cut of Chris Evans going, Avengers Assemble? Like
You know what I think it's going to be? I just thought of it. Okay.
Oh my God.
I just thought of it. Okay, so what happens is they're all around, like Knights of the Round Table type of bullshit.
like
and-
in Avengers Compound?
Yeah.
Like that table they were at
Yes.
Civil War.
Exactly. They're all there.
No, not all of them.
Oh, no, not all
The
of
ones
them.
that are left.
Yeah, the ones that are left.
The 6.
And what if Hawkeye says it?
I might be pissed off.
Like as a joke.
And look, I don't... And this is not because I'm a fucking Cap fan. Obviously, I'm a Cap fan, but Cap is the one that should say it. Like, Iron Man shouldn't say it. Scarlet Witch shouldn't say it. Black Widow shouldn't say it. Cap is Cap. He is the leader of the Avengers. He should be assembled. It shouldn't be like... That'd be like the general of an army, and then the private going, I think we should go. What do you think, General?
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly. Like... But
So-
they're all around the table.
So they're all around the table, and they're all like just mulling things over. You know,
taking it in.
they take it all in.
I think it's going to be later.
Yeah, and then Cap just stands up.
He puts his hands on the table and pushes off, kind of like how Thanos did the chair at
Right.
the end of Avengers. Just...
Or see now I just thought like what if they get to fighting or something? Like they start arguing.
I have it.
Okay.
So ready? Everybody, all everything's squabbled. Like everything's been squashed. Like all the
Beef.
beef has been squashed. everybody's cool. We got to find a way to do this. They come up with a plan or whatever. Maybe we don't hear the plan, but they come up with a plan. Or something. Maybe two of them are arguing or whatever. And Cap and Tony both stand up and start walking down the hallway. And you just see the shot of their backs. And you hear somebody say it. Like, where are you two going? And then you just hear Tony go, you guys need to suit up. And then Cap over the shoulder, Avengers, assemble. And just walk out. Like, it's not like,
and then it goes
because I feel like if you do it too on the nose, like everybody's in a big group shot and then they say it and then they run into battle, it's going to be hard to not make that cheesy. You have to do it subtly but epic. Like the way Cap talked to Ross in Infinity War, like where he's like, you guys have a lot of nerve, and she'll always say, like, I can't even remember the line. It's like, I'm not here to apologize, and I'm way past asking permission. Like, just that cut the bullshit kind of way to say it.
Oh, what if he says it like he slams his fist down, Avengers, we need to assemble.
That's cheesy as fuck. That's cheesy. Avengers, we need to assemble right now.
I didn't say it like that. But
everybody, assemble up right now. Let's go. Like something where it's on the nose but not on the nose.
But I like your idea. They walk down
like if
the
it's
hallway,
those two,
and then they go into training.
You were this text you sent me pumped me so much up.
So this text I sent Quinn, it was
like a random Tuesday. You're like, I have this idea.
Yeah, there was an idea. I had this idea. Do you still have it? Can you try to find it?
Okay.
Basically, I laid out like a training montage of the Avengers. Like, Cap says, Avengers assemble, and they just start training, hitting
Tony's garage.
I don't know. I forget what I said. It was a while ago, though.
It wasn't that long ago, but it was definitely like within the last 2 months, right?
Oh, I think it was longer.
I think I found it.
Really? You found it?
All right, I'm gonna read it.
You found it. Okay.
It's a couple years since the snap. The OG crew gets together and tries to make a plan, and they train. Tony's making the most badass suits for everyone. For Black, like he's making new armor, new suits for everyone. He's just hard at work because like Pepper's gone, and he's just working hard. He's like dirty and grimy like he was in like Iron Man 1. He's letting his hair grow longer. Black Widow and Hawkeye are training like motherfuckers. Like they're doing like Muay Thai training and jiu-jitsu, and they're just training like badasses. Banner is meditating and talking to Hulk like in his head, and he's just going from like Hulk and then back to Banner and then like back to Hulk. Like he's learning how to control it again. Cap and Thor are taking turns uprooting fucking trees and shit. Cap is doing pull-ups while chained to a half car, like like an engine block. Thor bench pressing oak trees. Fuck.
Yeah, so they do the training montage.
Cap and Thor, I don't even think need to train. Like their muscle mass will never deteriorate. They're just doing it, just to bond.
They couldn't build.
I don't know.
I
don't think Thor could. I'll be honest. I don't think Thor could. I think Thor is about peaked,
he's maxed
especially
out.
with Stormbreaker.
He's maxed
I don't know
out.
about Cap. We've seen Cap's strength grow through the movies. Like he went from, struggling to bend a metal bar in the first Cap to he fucking can kick a car and it or a fucking helicopter. He's holding back a helicopter. I keep forgetting about that scene. But he can just keep growing his strength. Like in the comics, he can bench press like 1,200 pounds. Like in the comics, so I'd love to see them like do a scene dedicated to that. Like,
you know what I would love to see? I would love to
none
see.
Of these things are going to be in the fucking movie.
I know.
We're doing it again.
I would love to see Cap and Thor talking.
We love to see that.
We love to see that,
Lee.
Jackie. So Thor has Stormbreaker, and Cap goes, "Well, that's new." And they like Stormbreaker.
He's talking of it, like,
and then saying like what it all can do, and then he goes into what he told Rocket and all them, like, if you hold it, your mind, you'll go insane.
Your minds would collapse into madness. Like, your bodies would crumble as your minds descended into madness, something like that.
And then
It's kind of like the with the whiskey. Like,
Right.
it's not made
But
for
then-
mortal men.
but and then so then in the main boss fight,
Like, at the very end of the movie,
very end.
the ass end of this thing.
Thor gets thrown to the ground. Stormbreaker just bounces towards Cap, and Cap picks it up, but in two-handed wields this thing and runs at Thanos.
Oh. Well, I've always said
Bruh.
it'd be cool if it happened like right as like Thor was like on his deathbed. Like, he knows that Rogers can do it. Like, I know what you can do, Rogers. And it's like Cap's back to camera, and he stands up, and you just see his back, and then he turns around, and you see it in his hands. Just, I got excited. Like, you might need to change my pants. Like,
Or no, you don't even see that. It just cuts to Thanos about to mess somebody up, and then you just see a lightning bolt take Thanos out. Not kill him, just knock him to the ground.
I don't think so.
Okay,
I think you
go
could see
fuck
the. I
myself.
think you could see the hammer do that. Lightning power comes from Thor. The hammer does not have the lightning power. He uses it as a tool to wield that power, just like Mjolnir.
Okay,
Just like
so
remember how Hulk in some of the comics could pick up Mjolnir,
I
but he
understand.
couldn't make lightning.
I'm
come
with
out of it.
I'm with you. But then you would just be calling back to Ultron, where Vision had Mjolnir and hit Ultron with it.
Right, I guess.
So- Scrap that idea.
Or somehow when they go back in time, whatever, they get Mjolnir back. And he just gives fucking Cap Mjolnir, like he fucking knows. So like on the battlefield, they're all alive. Fucking Thor has Stormbreaker, and right next to him is Cap with shield in one hand and Mjolnir in the other. Just everybody is max power, level 11.
OP.
They're all OP'd as fuck, and they're still getting thrown around.
That. So you have like Stormbreaker and Thor. Then you have Cap with the shield, new shield, upgraded shield, and Mjolnir.
And he's doing like tricks. Like he's throwing the shield up and then hitting it with the hammer and letting it fly on his own.
Tony has like Thanos Buster armor,
Super nanites.
Worldbreaker Hulk,
Made of vibranium.
Worldbreaker Hulk,
Black Widow.
Black Widow, and Hawkeye.
Like, I don't know what would, like, but Hawkeye is full on Ronin. Like, he is. Well, it's weird that there's a Ronin, the accuser. But,
Yeah.
but you know what I'm talking about, the Ronin. Like, he is fucking Mohawk Hawkeye, done with bullshit. His family's dead. He's, like, got vibranium tipped arrows.
Oh,
Or like I would even give Black Widow some sort of like sleek, like not with a helmet, but like Iron Man-esque armor, kind of like a spider, like the Iron Spider-esque, where it's
Okay.
like all over her body, whatever, like that. That way she can like hold her own against like in fucking space, that kind of shit. And like I said, I'm not taking anything away from Black Widow. She's a badass, but it's like you like can't just be in space and be fine like with nothing.
right.
And it could be a 40-minute scene. I don't give a fuck. When everybody comes back, everybody, fucking circle shot.
Oh God.
Everybody, and everybody does just like in the first shot. They all do their little character move, like Thor spinning the hammer, Cap's put the shield on his arm, Iron Man lands, Hawk roars, Black Widow cocks the gun, get the arrow ready. But then it's everybody. Like Drax gets the knives out, Spider-Man lands. Down like right in the center.
Yeah, stop. See, I don't see that. I don't see the circle shot, but I see
line.
a line.
Like the Wakanda battle kind of deal, but like more
Okay,
epic,
well
obviously.
then you can't redo it though. So you've got to do something different.
Oh my god! Like
You can't do the same thing.
I'm just thinking of everything. Like fucking like Rhodey lands and the fucking minigun like comes over. And,
Bucky is back.
I'm trying to think what's Bucky's move.
He cocks the gun and then he
Like,
rolls his
does
shoulder.
Does a And fucking Drax is doing the shoulder rolls, like getting bumped up. Rocket lands on Groot's shoulder, who's now taller. Oh, yeah. None of this is gonna.
No, none of it's gonna happen. But it's good to it's fun to think about.
And I'm okay with doing it because we did it for Infinity War, and I was still pleasantly accepting of everything they put in that movie, even though we called a lot of stuff, but the most epic things in our mind, like we never called that Wakanda Thor entrance. And that is the most epic thing that Marvel has ever done.
I'm so glad, too. Because I was in love with Thor since Thor 1.
And I loved Thor 2, but that movie made a lot of Thor fans.
Yeah.
Infinity War did. I think that was, honestly, and I'm not trying to say it wasn't good in the other ones, that was the best Thor arc in any of the movies, was in Infinity War.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess sort of sprouting from Ragnarok a little bit, just starting there with the Asgard blowing up, losing his father, that kind of stuff. But his arc in that movie, like when he's sitting there talking to Rocket, and he's like, I'm 1,500 years old, and I've killed twice as many enemies as that. And they all wanted to kill me more, but they never succeeded because fate wields it so. And the dialogue is so good in these movies, even if it's so small. Like Cap had very little dialogue. He's going to have a ton of dialogue in the next movie, which is what they said. Like Black Widow didn't have a lot; she's going to have a lot. Hawkeye wasn't even in the goddamn movie. Those guys are going to have a lot of dialogue in the next movie because I think this movie was honestly to see the new players with the old players, and then the new players fucking got dusted, and now Avengers 4 is going to be our send off of the old players. And they're going to get the most epic lines. It's going to be the most quotable shit, too. Every line will be like, ha, ha, oh my god. I forgot Doctor Strange, too, and that, if they do all their powers, he just fucking, whoosh, gets, two of the shields out, it's going to be badass.
I don't think, and I know I've said this before, but I don't think I've ever screamed in a movie theater like I did when Thor landed with Stormbreaker. I have never yelled like that in my life for anything.
You went woo, in a theater before, like when we went and saw Force Awakens, I
can't remember
when it came up Star Wars, bam, you were woo, because we were all like that. I was we both started cheers in our screening. I definitely started the one for Cap, when that train goes by. And you start to see his silhouette, not even when it was the train's gone, when you can, because I knew it just based off the trailer, the kind of the background, everything. Holy balls, that's Cap. And I started to see his silhouette, and I'm I'm getting it going, and then as soon as I see him, I'm pretty sure I was yeah. And then when they're running. I got that one too, but you started the Thor one and you started it 10 minutes before it happened. You fucking started it when his fingers were zapping. And there's the build up to that entrance was it's perfect because it's a slow build of him getting to Nidavellir, talking to Eitri.
Oh my god.
Saying, "Is Simode a king's weapon?" And you're already building up the hype of this weapon. It better be badass. In theory, it could even summon the Bifrost. Did it have a name? Stormbreaker. And you're building up this, he's gonna get this out.
I'm crying. I have tears in my eyes.
You're building up this hype for this weapon, and then doesn't work. The fucking forge is broken. So Thor manhandles this motherfucker himself. He's holding this shit open like Cap with the helicopter. He's holding it open, and he's fucking toasted. He's KO'd, and he's out. And then he needs the axe. Help me find the handle. And then Groot attaches it. The music is building, and then as soon as the way the music hits when it hits the ground, and music is so powerful. I don't think enough people think in movies because it's background sometimes. But the music made you feel the weight of that hammer when it hit the ground, and it boom, done, zzz, 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 and you see the fucking lightning at his fingertips, and then immediately cut to Wakanda. So you're just you're on the edge of your seat, where's this fucking weapon? Where's this weapon? Oh my god! And I still wasn't expecting him to show up in Wakanda. Not at all. I was expecting him to get the weapon and then go somewhere else, go find Thanos or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like, zzz, 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 like his fingers snapping, cut to Wakanda, and then the Avengers start getting their ass kicked. Hulkbuster's getting ripped, and then that Bifrost, boom, and as soon as that happened, I'm like, I said it out loud. I went, "No fucking way!" And
I think I
start going,
can't remember if I stood up or not.
You didn't stand fully up, but your ass was out of your seat, like because you were like hands on the.
I
like
was
hands
floating.
On the, like,
I was
the
levitating.
Armrests, and you were like, because like the first thing you did, I remember you grabbed the cup holders and then you like slam back into the back of the chair like a roller coaster, like you're bracing yourself. And then when that hammer comes through the Bifrost and it's just the hammer wrecking shot by itself, that's when you started cheering. You went like, oh, yeah! And I was like, and I'm starting to cheer too. The whole theater's going nuts, and it crescendoed because it started like really loud. Like ridiculous, probably the loudest I've ever been in a theater. Starts crazy loud, but then that music builds like dun dun, and he pulls that shit in, dun, and then Groot, and then rocking on Thor's shoulder. He's got Stormbreaker. He catches that shit so hard, and then all the like fucking Cap smirk because he's like, hell, that's my boy. Like, and then I like that might have been, to this day, the best cinematic moment I've ever had.
I think but then that moment where Thor turns around with Stormbreaker and starts to run towards this horde.
That might have been the loudest you yelled, was when he jumped.
When he jumped, bring me Thanos! And he jumps up, and as soon as it hits the ground, I had an out-of-body experience with myself.
You yelled like, you know, like you see like CrossFit people when they drop the weights, like... Because when he said, bring me Thanos, I remember your claps were like at supersonic speed. It was like, bring me Thanos. And you went, like, you're just like clapping like right here, like, cause you're like kind of like how we slam the table. Like, I do that in the theater with my like legs and shit. I'm like that shit. And like, I'm getting hyped up. And then, when he hits the ground, but then perfect cut to Thanos. And it just, like, we literally sat back like, we need a cigarette after that. Like,
yeah, post-coital cigarette.
But it was that Cap thing in the beginning, that Thor thing. But then, when I remember both scenes of Cap, the running one with Black Panther, and then when he catches the fucking spear, walks out, and you hear the dun-dun-dun, 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 then he walks out, and they start fighting. I was saying out loud in a public movie theater, fuck him up, Cap! Fuck him up, Cap! And I was just so excited, like, because honestly, that Cap scene happens like 40 minutes into the movie. Like, we don't see Cap for the first 40 minutes, and I'm just I can't wait, because they said that, you know how, this movie was kind of Iron Man's, like, through line when it comes to the Avengers. Like, he had the most. The Russo says the next one's going to be Cap's, which makes me really nervous. He gonna die. But I mean, I think Tony's gonna die too, but just if it's Cap's through line, he's probably gonna be sent off. But I'm just really excited that Cap's gonna have this send off, because it feels like, to me, it really does. Avengers 2 is a little different, but a lot of the Avengers movies, Cap is just like, I don't know, he's
there.
He's there, and he's the leader. Like, Avengers 1 was Tony's movie, too.
Yeah.
Because he was the one everybody knew. Everybody knows Iron Man. He's the coolest dude. He's had 2 movies, Iron Man 1 and 2. We've only just had 1 Cap movie. A lot of people really didn't even like Cap back then. But, so he was that. Avengers 2, I would say, is the most team movie. They seem to all get a lot of equal playing time, in my opinion. Yeah. They all get to do a lot. Avengers 3, it's a lot of Tony. But it's going to be cool to see Cap finally get an Avengers movie where he can kind of shine in and play the leader, where he's just like, here's the game plan, call it, Cap. And God, the scene when him and Tony squash all the beef.
When they meet, oh God.
Mr. Stark, Captain.
I think...
Okay, of all the things we've ever said, like, this would be cool, this would be cool, I almost am like, I feel like you have to call back to that. Like, the first time they met, you have to call back to that. You almost, like, obviously, if they don't, I'm not going to be pissed off, but all these other things we say are super cheesy when you put them on the screen, even though we geek out. That one would not be cheesy to me.
Not at all.
That one would bring a tear to my eye. it was like, Mr. Stark, Captain.
Because if that happens, if they say those lines, one of them's gonna die. 5 sure.
Yeah, and then like Tony turns around and turns back around to Cap. I believe this belongs to you, Cap.
New
and
shield.
gives him the shield or his old one, whatever, because he has the old one still, right? Somewhere,
guess, yeah.
somewhere that shield's somewhere in Tony's fucking house. Like he's just been like shitting on it and like using it as a toilet, using it as a big cereal bowl. Like he just fucking doesn't use it for the shield at all. But there's so many scenes that we want to see because this is probably going to be the last movie that we see the original 6 ever again together. Just saying that, like right now, got me a little misty. Like that original group shot, Hulk, Thor, Hawkeye, Black Widow, Cap, Iron Man. This might be the last movie where those 6 are ever in the universe the same way again.
Yeah.
And it's gonna I love how we kind of said it like about Infinity War, but Avengers 4 will for sure change the way I watch the first Avengers, watch Avengers Age of Ultron, watch Civil War. It will change the way I watch those movies. It'll be like going back and watching highlight reels. Like when if we made a movie, it would just be all callback dialogue.
That's all. It's all it would be.
Like
it'd be like a fan film that we always watch.
He starts walking towards Thanos. Dr. Banner, now might be a really good time for you to get angry. That's my secret, Cap. We're always angry, and it's fucking World Breaker Hulk. Just double sized Hulk. Like he is bigger than he's ever fucking been. And he grabs Thanos by the throat.
Puny God.
Callback dialogue works again. It all works. Like
Puny Thanos. And then just uppercuts him to the fucking moon.
But like Thanos is the one that says Cap's line. It's like, Banner, you're going to have to be much angrier than that to fight me. That's my secret, Thanos. We're always angry. And then everybody turns into Hulk.
and then it's Planet Hulk right there.
Yeah, dude.
Let's slow down.
Let's just slow the roll. And then Venom comes in. Like,
okay, and Ghost Rider.
Don't fuck around with me like that. I'm still holding out a little hope that we get just a cameo of like Daredevil or somebody. Like
it's
just a cameo.
Happen. It's not going to happen.
But I'm seeing it in my mind, and you know that you would just lose your fucking mind.
It's just
even if he never talks to the Avengers or whatever, but it just shows him doing something like in the streets, and then cuts back.
It's
like just a little thing.
It's just. I don't mean to burst your bubble, but it's just not going to happen.
I know. I just said it's not going to happen, but just thinking about it, like Matt Murdock. Which is the coolest fucking name ever, isn't it? Matthew Murdock, Daredevil, the blind lawyer. And the fact that I was thinking about the other day, like, of course Stan Lee made him blind. Like, because justice is blind. Like, so we gotta make the lawyer blind if he's a superhero. Like, Stan Lee, what a genius. But everybody's name starts with the same 2 letters. It's like Matt Murdock, Peter Parker, Reed Richards.
That's 3.
I know there's another one somewhere. Bruce Banner.
Okay, 4.
Well, I hate when you put me on the spot like this. There's got to be more. Like, maybe. Cletus Cassidy. Or is that like CK?
I don't know.
Whatever. It's fine.
Anyway. Whew.
That was a podcast.
And
we full circled it back to Marvel again.
That was a podcast.
We should just start a podcast called MCU Theories. Go. It's not a bad idea, actually.
MCU
Fan Theory Podcast. Boom. Look for it next week, folks. I'm kidding.
Anyway, guys, thank you for joining us for On Your Left podcast, episode 13.
13 seconds.
Episode 13. Sorry about waiting so long since the last podcast. We just got caught up with doing a lot of other things.
The next thing on our docket we should probably go ahead and put it out into the world so it's in stone. We really need to do that Black Panther commentary.
I was just thinking about that too.
Because we skipped over to Infinity War, and you guys voted on it. Let's not blame us, because if you guys wanted to see Black Panther first, you would have voted on it. But I understand why you picked Infinity War for us to watch. We've been talking about it for a long time, but we need to do Black Panther.
10 years.
We need to do Black Panther, and then we need to do Ant-Man and the Wasp too. That's on
Yeah.
DVD. So those
True.
2 movie commentaries we need to do. And I will say it now, just so you guys don't call us a bunch of hypocrites and whatever. We'll probably we'll do a Justice League movie commentary before Aquaman. We'll do it, and I like Justice League, so it'll be fun. But we'll do that. So we got some movie commentaries coming up, and then that freaking Avengers 4 trailer is gonna be coming out real soon, within the next 30 days, 5 sure.
All right.
Captain Marvel.
Real quick before we go, I do want to mention T-Blocks again, our good friends over there at T-Blocks. They just sent us some really cool hoodies. So go online, go to tblocks.com, and check out their store. They got a lot of really cool t-shirts, hoodies, lots and lots of cool stuff. If you use our code 15% off _iconic, that is 15% sign off _iconic.
Good job there, Columbo.
No, thanks. Yeah. On YouTube, it'll be up on the screen once again, and the link will be in the description box. Go check them out. Is there anything else?
We're at about 14,800 subscribers right now on YouTube, guys. So thank you guys for that. Keep spreading the word. You know, obviously there's no end game goal, but our next
We're in the end game now.
our next big goal is 100K. Get that plaque. Let's get to 100K. But we are going to be relaunching our Patreon once we hit 15,000 subscribers. We're kind of revamping it, thinking of some new ideas. If you guys have any ideas or anything for the Patreon, what you guys would want is some tiers, like what's some perks that you would like to get out of it. We will consider anything you guys throw at us. No promises, but if you think, let's try that again. If you can think of anything that we might be forgetting tier wise, some bonus things for you guys donating to the channel, drop some ideas down in the comment section. Send us an email. We will consider a lot of options, but again, that's going to relaunch when we hit what is wrong with me? 15,000 subscribers. So
All
stay
right,
on
guys.
the lookout for that.
Thank you for the people on iTunes that are listening.
Make sure to subscribe on there.
Make sure you to subscribe on that, and to
also,
those. Never mind.
make
Go
sure
ahead.
if you're listening on iTunes right now, please leave us a review on iTunes. That way, more people find the podcast on iTunes. You can't really find the podcast as easily on iTunes if you don't have reviews or at least some stars or whatever. So drop a review, drop some stars or whatever. That'd be really helpful.
And then on YouTube, thank you guys for joining us. Make sure you guys like,
Comment,
share,
subscribe.
so that you don't miss anything from this channel. And make sure you guys stay tuned
Stay iconic.
and cue music.
Holy Grail.